Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So today we're going up against the bugs, and I'm going to take with me one of what I think is one of the best all-round stratagems in the game. You compare this with pretty much any loadout you take and it will do you solid, and this is going to be the Eagle Airstrike. So for my loadout I'm going to pair this with the grenade launcher, the supply pack and the gas mines. Weapons wise, I'm bringing the breaker spray and pray, so that's to keep bugs off of me when I'm trying to reload the grenade launcher, the supply pack for obvious reasons, and the gas mines to keep the bugs in place whilst I use the Eagle Airstrikes to decimate the breaches. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Mega Nest, and this is a very popular tactic, and it's popular for a reason. And the tactic is start with a Mega Nest, close up one or two holes, and then get a breach going, deal with the breach, and then come back later on and finish off the Mega Nest later on. And the reason for that is you get to clean out all the enemies, and then hopefully, the idea at least, is that when you come back there's no enemies left for you to kill, and you can not waltz in because you know there's still going to be a patrol spawning around, but you can have an easier time of trying to solo the Mega Nest at the end, rather than trying to do it now where there's two impalers, at least two chargers, then a breach coming down instantly. Okay, so in this run I get an obscene amount of heavies, especially Bile Titans. So the only thing I have to deal with the Bile Titans is from a weapons point of view, is the Ultimatum and the grenade launcher. So the grenade launcher can take them out in one mag. Obviously the Eagle can do high damage to the Bile Titans. And obviously the Ultimatum can take them out sometimes in one shot, but more often than not it's two shots. Okay, so as I said, we've done the damage we need to do on the Mega Nest. So now we're going to run away a bit and head over to the next section of the map. Okay, so armor wise we've got the med kit, which gives us the extra stims and the increase of stim duration. So if you don't know about that, the med kit, so when you stim, the time that the stim lasts is I think it's 2 seconds longer than a regular stim. So that comes in extremely handy. I don't often use it actually, but I don't know why I don't often use it, because it's such a good passive to have. So I'm testing it today. I've used it a couple of times recently, so I thought I'd bring it in this video. I thought it would pair well with the rest of the build as well. And I can't remember, but I think this might be an Alpha Commander seed, which we'll find out as we go along, which is obviously the harder seed against the bugs, because they just spawn stuff endlessly. Okay, so we've got the sub-objective to the right there. However, we've also got a Shrieker nest a bit further along, and unfortunately, I tried to dive there, couldn't get the dive up quick enough. Yeah, unfortunately we've angered the Shriekers already. And yeah, as I say, I'm not entirely sure if it was an Alpha Commander seed, but there did seem to be a hell of a lot of Alpha Commanders either way. So I've seen this Hell Bomb here. So running away from it, gas grenade on it, which will give me a few seconds before gas grenade actually ignites and takes out the Hell Bomb for me. And then I noticed that we've got a Stalker layer around the corner, so immediately I'm stressing. This was a very stressful run, I can tell you that. So, yeah. I mean, luckily I did have the supply pack, but also, if you're not taking the supply pack, then against the bugs, then I think, you know, if you're playing solo, either supply pack or one of the guard dogs are pretty much a must for me. Yeah, I'm not a huge user of the grenade launcher, although I am enjoying it these days. But I do need a little bit of practice with it. So I do clobber myself a few times throughout the video. Okay, so I managed to take out quite a few shriekers there because they all kind of came through that little tunnel for us, which was handy. And yeah, the reason I'm using the breaker spray and pray, some people might think, why the hell is he using that? I actually saw a video on it by, I think it was Thumper, about how good it is, even compared to like the regular breaker. So I thought I'd give it a go. And his reasoning was I literally turn around for 2 seconds to shoot something, and then there's like 3 alpha warriors on my ass. Okay, so yeah, this was not an easy run, as I said. So I'm going to get an eagle behind me, and I haven't used the eagles really, especially solo, for quite some time. So there is a couple of moments where I throw them a little bit too close to where I am. I think I might even kill myself with one of them. Okay, so ultimatum to his head. I think that might be the only time I get a one tap with the Wild Titans this match, or this mission I should say. Okay, so we need to get back to our stuff, but obviously there is a hell of a lot of stuff going on right now. I think that eagle bounced off the top of a shrieker, because that is definitely not where I threw it, as you guys are going to test. Okay, so yeah, at this point I was like, oh my god, I might have to restart, because this mission was cursed at this point, or that's what it felt like, obviously. So some more gas grenades out. Finally get a little bit of distance. Another stalker, so I'm wondering if that's a new one or one that was left over, because I've definitely got the nest there. Tagging map. Okay, so I'll tag a section of the map which I thought might be another stalker there. And then I'm getting the supplies down because I'm running low. Normally I like to get the supplies down for the supply pack when I'm down to 2. So by the time the supply comes down and I fight off whatever else is around me, then I can reload, etc., and then pick up another supply or 2, and then obviously the rest will be there to use if I need to come back to it at any point in the map. Okay, so we use the eagles to good effect on that shrieker nest and the last breach. So I've got the gas mines, as I say, that's going to stop most of whatever's coming out of the breach and slow it down a bit. Okay, so at this point I remember I'm actually like, oh my god, like, where the hell am I on the map? What do I do next? So as the breach is coming down, I'm going to pop an ultimatum on him, and then there you go, just a couple of grenade launcher shots to finish him off. And the same goes for, I think, the like the exploding crossbow. If you ultimatum the Wild Titan's head, then usually the couple of shots with the exploding crossbow can finish them off. Not every time, obviously, but that was a huge fucking miss. But luckily I've got the grenade launcher, which can, I think it's if they're not damaged, it's around 5 or 6 grenades from the grenade launcher for a charger. Now it's been buffed to heavy damage. Okay, yeah, so I'm not seeing too many pouncers, or too many groups of pouncers, but I am seeing quite a lot of Alpha Commanders. Honestly, I struggle so much when I'm playing the actual game to figure out what kind of seed it is. I usually know if it's a Alpha Commander seed because I end up getting overrun and having to try again 9 times out of 10 at least. Like, very rarely do I succeed with an Alpha Commander seed, and that is obviously it's going to be partly a skill issue, but also it's because I never ever take the orbital the orbital napalm. So a lot of content creators say, and I agree with them that that could have been dangerous. A lot of content creators say that if you've got an Alpha Commander seed, you've got to take the orbital napalm because it gives you something to do enough damage per second to basically kill all of the Alpha Commanders and all of their minions that they spawn. Okay, so obviously we don't have that, but we do have the gas mines, which is I've been told the next best thing. And yeah, I think I'd probably agree with that. It's very good against the bugs, the gas mines. Okay, so gas mine's down, and we've got 1 or 2 eagles left, I think. 1 eagle left. So I'm going to throw that on top of the breach. And then hopefully we don't get too many Bog Titans. And then we've got a Ion Storm. I can't remember if it was this mission or the mission before, but I had a conga line of like 3 Bog Titans at one point, and I'm like, okay, so I mean that was pretty close to the face, right? Anyway, I had 3 Bile Titans like in a line, and I was just thinking, Arrowhead, you know this is solo, right? It was insane. Okay, so I've got a Hell Bomb here. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to really hit it if I go much further down the hill. So I took the risk, and I knew there was a high chance of that happening. However, it was worth it for the Bile Titan, so I didn't have to fuck about with him. And luckily, I'm not too far away from my loot here. And because I've got the medkit armor, I come down with 4 stims, even without the Hell Pod optimization, which is fantastic. And we got the supply pack down earlier because we knew that was going to be needed. So we picked that up. Okay. So, yeah, usually these sub-objectives for the acquire, the soil scan, sorry, if I can talk. So usually the sub-objectives aren't too rough. But on this mission, I had a pretty torrid time of it. And I don't know whether that was because of the Alpha Commander seed or whether, you know, just a bit of bad RNG, I guess. But yeah, maybe a bit of both. I guess I couldn't, my controller was slipping out my hand there because I was sweating so much. So I couldn't get a good lock on that guy. I remember that moment. I should have really just finished him off with a grenade launcher there, but I did have quite a few of these guys around me who will quite quickly break your leg. Okay, so another ultimatum right in the face, but oh yeah, here we go. Here's a third Bile Titan. I don't think this is the one I was talking about earlier. Because I remember them being all on the screen at the same time. So it was a different section, but still. I tried to dive and hit him with the ultimatum at the same time, but it was a big fail on the dive, unfortunately. I didn't get the dive off. Okay, so we go again. Grenade launcher down. And we've got some supplies here, so we can get a second ultimatum, some extra grenades, and some extra stims. So that's not too bad. So he big fucking turn on me there, right as I shot it. Oh yeah, here we go. So it was this mission. Okay, so yeah, this is like for me, like scaling the solo, as Fringe Enthusiast calls it, scaling the solo. I think Arrowhead needs to take a bit of a look. Oh, again missing the dive. I think I might need a new controller as well. It's a surprise I didn't die there, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I think Arrowhead needs to have a little bit of a look at scaling the solos, especially on the bugs. So there's a couple of Alpha Commanders running away like a couple of little bastards. So at the minute I'm more concerned about getting my supply pack, and so there we go, getting my supply pack and shooting as we go. So supply pack acquired. That was close as well. Okay, so bit of a bad shot there. So you can quite easily run out of your supply pack because you're just rearming yourself with the likes of grenades and ultimatum shots. So bug breach down, bug breach out or whatever. So I'm going to get this going because then at least I can make some progress on the objective. So I'm trying to not use an ultimatum here, dive into a rock, which was annoying, and luckily don't end up beefing it. So yeah, I mean, I think maybe I could have played a bit better in this section, but also, like, when you've got 3 Bile Titans coming out of a breach, it does make things a bit difficult. Those plants are also one of the most annoying things in the game as well. I'd actually forgotten this planet had those on them. Okay, so let's talk about the Eagles, guys. So the good thing about the Eagles is that they do take out charges if you get a good hit on them. It's not a guaranteed thing, but it can be done. So Eagle behind us to get these guys. So 7 kills, and that takes out a bunch of Alpha Warriors that were about to destroy me. One of the most vicious enemies in the game, I think, the Alpha Warriors. And then I'm finally getting back to maybe press this button, and then there's another Alpha Commander, pops his head up. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an Alpha Commander seed. So I'm not sure why I didn't give up. Maybe I'm just too panicked to even realise. Okay, so still a lot to do on this map, and due to the run around the Titans gave us there, we've wasted quite a bit of time. So we want to make some headway here. So I'm heading over there. So kind of going clockwise around the map. Okay, so I've only got 1 supply box in the supply pack, so chuck those down. And again, I'm going to talk about supply boxes taking so fucking long to come down. That was 17 seconds. I don't know if the modifiers on this planet or not. I can't remember. Yeah, complex stratagem plotting. Is that the one? Can't remember now. However, 17 seconds. Like, let's get a ship upgrade to sort that out, Arrowhead. Like, I'm level 150. I should be waiting like seconds for my resupply, not like half a minute. Okay, so anyway, on we go. I throw some gas mines down on the main objective for later, and I'm kind of hoping that'll clear out whatever's on there. or at least still be around later for if I ever get there. Okay, so small bug hole here. Luckily, it is very small, and we get an ultimatum because there's 2 Alpha Commanders in there, and I've got a full supply pack. So, fuck you, Alpha Commanders, and then that will make short work of that because they won't be able to bring in any minions, and I won't have to faff about with fighting them. Then these holes, I'm probably more scared of these holes than I am mega nests, and that's partly because my tactic of mega nests is, as you know, as I said earlier, it's do half now, come back later, whereas these, I kind of feel like you have to do them all at once. Okay, so no gas mines at the minute, so I'll throw an eagle and get some gas grenades in there. So bug breach is in full swing now, right in the middle of the nest, which is not too bad, but then we get an iron storm. Fuck my life. So this is really fucking tense, these moments when you get an iron storm and you got a full-on bug breach. Luckily for me, I don't know if I die or not, but luckily for me, I've got a pretty good loadout with regards to the supply pack, the ultimatum, and the grenade launcher. So even though there is a iron storm in progress, I've got pretty good, and gas grenades as well. They come in super clutch in these scenarios, because you basically want to keep things at a distance and use your grenade launcher to take out as much as possible, and obviously keep yourself alive. Okay, so that's a terrible shot with the ultimatum there, but I was kind of worried about the Alpha Warriors chasing me from the other side, and looking back on it now, I was kind of right to do that. Okay, so I know there's still a lot of enemies about from the breach, because I won't have dealt with all of that. So I'll get the gas mines behind me, so if they want to come to me, they're going to have to come through the gas mines. And then hopefully that'll give me a bit of time to get supplies down and hopefully make a bit more progress on this large hole, this large nest. I always call them large holes and not nests. I think a lot of people do that actually. Okay, so last eagle in that direction because there might be some enemies coming through the gas mines, and also it will close up that hole for me. Fingers crossed. So dum dum dum, 4, yep, 4 closed. Yeah, the reason I think these holes are terrifying is because you go in, you go in and then you're immediately surrounded. But even if there's no bugs in there, you go in and then if there's 2 or 3 holes open still, you get bugs coming out like immediately from the 2 or 3 holes that you're not next to, and they start surrounding you, and then it makes it almost impossible to get the holes closed from inside. So I'm just kind of going around the edges here, as you can see, and this is a bit of a slower method, but it is a little bit safer, I think. Yeah, I think people playing on mouse and keyboard can really like snap the grenade launcher into place and take out the the holes really quickly, but on controller it's a little bit more difficult, so yeah, I kind of have to adjust in that manner. But the good thing about the grenade launcher I noticed as well whilst playing this is sometimes even if you hit the hole kind of just to the left or right of it, it will still actually close it up for you. I'm guessing because of the explosion. Okay, so we're making pretty good progress. Just juke those guys out. See you later, bitches. So another breach. So I think we got 9 of the holes done before we got the second breach out, so that's not too bad. Okay, and we're in a bit of a shitty area because we have a slope to the left of us there, and we don't want to be caught in a slope. A couple of Alpha Commanders running away. Makes me sick. Okay, but the good thing is the breach is actually in the hole, so we can use that to our advantage. And because they have to come up the slope. Okay, so I think I'll get a supply pack down there. Eagle over the top, because I know that those bugs are going to be coming towards me, even though they probably don't even know where I am. Or shouldn't know where I am, I should say. So, chuck a couple of gas grenades, because I know I'm going to resupply now. Or get more supplies, I should say. Probably a bit of, yeah, there we go. So, fully stocked, pretty much. So, another Eagle. Boy. I think that was an ultimatum, yeah. Bit risky, but that charger might have escaped my Eagle, so worth the risk, I guess, in the end. Okay, so another Eagle for anything that's following me. Another fucking Bile Titan, why not? Okay, so we've got the escape pod data to do now. So, not sure if anyone's aware, but when you do the escape pod data, what happens is it triggers another breach immediately, which I had actually forgotten. So I just casually go over and start it up without thinking about that. That was a bit of a shit shot, really. Hit him on his shoulder, I think. But got him. I think it was a one shot. So I don't think we hit him earlier on in the mission. So we'll take that. Bit of luck goes a long way. So, as I said, I'm heading off to the supply pod thing. Few Alpha Commanders behind us. Did actually want to ultimatum those guys because there was at least 2 Alpha Commanders, I think. However, I don't think I had one loaded. The grenade launcher does the job. Okay, so as I said, I'd completely forgotten that we get another breach when you start this thing up. So if you do engage with any enemies, that's when they breach. So if I'd have just ignored those guys there, I might have been alright. But because I engaged like an idiot, they immediately started breaching. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Gas mine's out. Hopefully the other gas grenades will keep them off my back enough for me to finish this. Try to smash him in the face, but I'm also gassed. Right, it's the time to get out of there. Okay, so I'm getting very wary of time now, as you can probably imagine. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, thought I had the spray and pray out there. Obviously did not. You do not want to be shooting the grenade launcher when they're that close, let me tell you. Okay, so got our bearings. Let's head over to that small nest, which might be a small nest. It might be a spore tower. Probably a spore tower by the looks of it. When you've got a tiny red dot on the map like that, they're usually spore or shrieker. And we can see the cloud, the fog, or the spore dust, or whatever it is from here. Okay, so gas grenade out with an eagle, so the gas will stop them from moving, and then the eagle can clobber them. Now, and while that does that, we will pop this off with the old grenade launcher. So I think that's 1 mag or so, and that will destroy the spore spewer tower. Okay, so I do aim for full clear every time I play, but obviously it's not always possible. And because we have actually got the next sub-objective to do and the main objective, and because of the torrid time I had on the first sub-objective, and because we've got like 10.5 minutes left, I'm not going to worry about that bug hole over to the northwest. I'm going to ignore that completely. And there's Seath over there, as we can see, and I'm going to ignore that completely as well. Because I just know Seath would be a massive headache. And even if this one goes smoothly, which I'm not counting on, then doing Seath or the other bug hole would mean there's a high chance of me not actually finishing the mission. So not reloading the ultimatum seems to be the theme for me today. Okay, so we're rushing a bit here, unfortunately. But we've got the gas grenades out. And there's supplies here. Oh, sorry, the gas mines out. We've got supplies here. The breach is not where the gas mines were, but that's fine. Those were covering the Alpha commanders. So a couple of gas nades down on the actual breach. Ultimatum out. Eagle out. Reload the ultimatum for once. God, these fucking plants, I tell you. So we're going to try and get a bit of high ground here to use the grenade launcher to good effect. A few guys behind us, not good, so let's make a move. We don't want to get surrounded. Okay, so 4 seconds for another Eagle airstrike. And that's coming in now. There we go. So that's 17 kills. So yeah, it really is a powerful stratagem, especially when you've got a bunch of bugs all clumped together. And as I say, it can take out chargers as well, and it can... I don't know if it can... I guess it probably can one-shot the... what do you call it as well? The Bio Titans. But it's much less likely to do that. Okay, so this one wasn't half as difficult as the first one, so we've got to be happy with that. So we'll set that seismic probe load in, and while we do that, we'll get some more supplies. Wouldn't mind a little flashing beacon on the supply packs as well, eh? Maybe that's something Arrowhead could think about instigating, or you know, that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, maybe that's something they could look at adding to the game, like little flashy lights on the supply packs, so we know where they are. Maybe it's like a ship upgrade. That you could get when they finally bring out the next ship upgrades, whenever the fuck that's going to be. Okay, so we're on the main objective here, and Alpha Commander and Hive Guard there. And as I said, we've got the gas mines down, so it seems like not many of the bugs have killed themselves on the mines before we arrived. But it is helping us now because they are coming towards us. Okay, so we're getting gassed by our own mines, not cool. But it has done us a solid, and we can also obviously keep the rest there. We're not going to destroy them for no reason, obviously. We'll keep the rest there for now. So when the breach starts when we get the main objective down, we'll also get a new set of gas mines on the right hand side, because for this mission they spawn from 2 areas. They spawn right in front of us, roughly where that impaler is now, and then they spawn to the right up the ramp, at the top of the ramp there. So we get a new supply pack behind us just in case, and we'll get supplies right next to us because that will allow us to fully stock. Okay, and we're going to start the old drill going. So yeah, as I said earlier, the Eagles really are great, and you can pair them with pretty much most loadouts. So if you were bringing something like the recoilless rifle, then you could bring Eagles to help you clear the chaff and the medium and the heavy guys in the breaches, and it's also able to close up bug holes for you. And then if you were bringing like Stalwart, for instance, so it would be probably a similar build to this, where you'd have a Stalwart and either a backpack or maybe a gas dog, and then you could use the Eagles, as I said, again for breaches, and they do a lot of damage. And because you get 3 of them, I really like pairing them with the gas mines, because the gas mines just keep everything in place pretty much, and then you can throw the Eagles on top. Or if you throw the gas mines just in front of the breach, then everything has to come through the gas mines to get to you, and then you can throw the eagles over the top. So they'll strike everything coming out of the breach, and then anything that it misses will get caught up in the gas mines. At least that's the plan. Okay, so a couple more gas grenades out there because I know there's some enemies out there. Oi. So another eagle strike there because I know that's an alpha commander and probably some minions, and I know we're getting towards the business end of this. So yeah, last stage. Luckily I don't eagle myself. Okay, so I think that main part was actually probably even smoother than the second sub-objective, which is wild. The first sub-objective felt like the main sub-objective, and it got easier throughout the match. So, but we'll take that. And I think there's 3 charges here, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so there's 3 charges. And maybe that was why it was so easy, is because the 3 charges perhaps got caught up on the gas mines, but they're just sitting there chilling. Maybe having a mother's meeting, I don't know. Okay, so the first half of the mission was pretty rough. But I don't think that was anything to do with the loadout. I think that was just the fact that we had Bio Titans up the wazoo. And then the second half was pretty smooth. But now we're going to come back and clean up the Mega Nest. Okay, so this was a bit of a mistake. I was debating what to switch to there, and took too long debating. Kind of got caught up in my own stupidity there, really. Okay, and throwing those gas mines there wasn't the best idea either, because there was no breach at this time, but it's not too bad, I guess. Okay, so we only destroyed 1 hull in the first half, which is not amazing, but we did obviously take up quite a few enemies around the area. So things do get a little bit hairy here, but you know, it is the Mega Nest, and we do have, as I said, like 10 of the 11 holes to go. So we are going to try and deal with the bug breach and the holes. Okay, so classic throw the gas grenade behind you and let them get gassed. That is one of the best moves in the game. And I know there's probably going to be bugs coming up the top of there, so got a few gas grenades there as well. And whilst the breach is not immediately on me, I'm going to try and get as many holes done as possible. Iron Storm in progress, which is not amazing. Ultimatum out for the Impaler. And I'm kind of trying to bully my way in through here, which is not ideal at times, but I got body blocked, but luckily managed to sneak through there, throw a gas grenade behind me. And I'm being a bit frivolous with the equipment, the ammunition, I should say. And that is mainly because I know I've got a supply pod down around the corner. Whether we get to it or not is another case. So we've got 7 out of the 11 done, and we've got 1.5 minutes left. So I tried to get that from the side, but no dice. And this is a 2-shot, I think, or a 2.5 shot. He absolutely obliterated me. I did manage to get the dive off there. However, I saw that there was a whole bunch of alpha commanders coming out there. And I'm quite far away from my equipment now, which is not ideal. So I probably should have got gas mines down at this point, but never mind. I get a new grenade launcher down. But without the crutch of the, supply pack, and with alpha commanders, and that was... So I wanted the grenade launcher in my hand in the first place, and then I switched to it afterwards. Unfortunately, I was a bit too late then.
Ready to liberate. Fire in the hole.
Okay, so with 2, I really think there's something going on with my controller with the diving. because I'm not getting them off every single time. Look at this guy blocking the fucking supplies. What an arsewipe. So, yeah, I'm kind of just trying to bully my way through here now with regards to finishing off the Mega Nest, because we're out of time. And I don't have any eagles left or any of that stuff. I should have got the gas mines down when I had the chance. But basically, at this stage of the game, I'm getting pretty tired and getting pretty aggroed. And I know I've only got one hole left, so... And I know I've got the extra stims, so I think I can kind of get my way around this. I know I'm not going to be able to get anything else done after this as well. So it's just a case of... Right, come on, let's get in here. Let's get this last hole done. Hopefully we can pick up our stuff and then we can just get the fuck out of here. So this, I'm praying to go in. Or at least it's an ultimatum, so it doesn't need to go in. As you're all aware. I'm praying that it works. I'm praying I can get my supply pack here as well. Yes, thank you, Lord. So... Yeah. Alpha Commander Seeds really are fantastic things, aren't they? Really surprised I didn't quit before this point. Okay, so not a full clear. We definitely missed the Seaf. As we know, we definitely missed at least one, maybe two bug holes, I think. 100% one. So it's not going to be a full clear, but considering we had a whole heap of shit from the get-go. We had a bit of a sticky time with the layout with regards to the Shrieker Nest and the Stalker Lair all being next to each other. Or both being next to each other, I should say. And because we had Bile Titans for days, overall I'm pretty happy with the mission. And also, obviously, Alpha Commander Seed. So there's not many times I actually stick to the end of an Alpha Commander Seed. So yeah, as I said, pretty happy overall. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about Eagles. So when I first started playing the game, they were like the best thing to have for the early levels. You know, they could do everything and you didn't need to save them for breaches or whatever on the lower levels. But even now, I still think they come in really clutch. They're a bit of an underused pick, I think. I don't see many people taking them. I see people obviously taking the 500 instead. Or Strafing Room, which is also amazing. Less cluster bombs, I guess. Cluster bombs, you don't get them as much as the others. But yeah, I still think Eagle has a great place. And what I like to do in loadouts when I play with squads is I like to synergize my builds with the squad. So when I drop into a squad, if someone's got the 500s and an orbital barrage already, like a 120, then I'll sometimes pick the Eagle, depending on my loadout, because it's very good. It's got great utility as well as being able to do a lot of damage. Okay, so as I said, pretty happy with that run. I enjoyed the dynamism, the dynamic loadout. I guess the loadout that was pretty dynamic because you had quite a bit of everything going on. So let's see. We got 4 out of the 5 side objectives. I can't quite see. I think we missed one nest there. Oh yeah, one nest. So one. I think it was either maybe a 5 or a 10 hole nest. So not too bad. So yeah. That's the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you here with the numbers. Cheers.